waves. Happy Thursday, everybody. Big waves to you. Here we go. Here we go. Speaking of waves, this goes along with our word. And Pat Ogden, thank you for this word. Is Pat on today?
Actually, hold on. So she did more than a word. She actually sent
Oh,
me, I meant to tell you this. She sent me a book. It's got a word of the day. And so
wow.
we have an entire book of words from Pat Ogden.
Thank you, Pat Ogden. Thank you for that. So, all right, let me ask you a question. Do you ever struggle in the morning really wanting to wave? You're like, You know, how many of you feel that way? Stephen, you ever felt that way? You're like, man, I'm not feeling it today, Vicky. It's all I can do to pull the peace sign up. Like, woo, you know, fighting through emotions when you don't feel like it is building a firm foundation, ladies and gentlemen. And our word for today is foundation. We have to fight, but when we fight through the emotional, I just don't feel like it. To me, what it's doing, and I look at a foundation like it's almost, how many of you, let's talk about construction. If you're building a big construction, you have to put this rebar deep, 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 deep into the ground to create this foundation that's secure. Almost look like it's like the root system, John Frick, like on a tree. Like you can't see some trees, the root system goes deeper than the height of the tree. And we wonder how it withstands a storm. The foundation is so stinking strong under the earth. So I share that to say if you look at foundation, it's the underlying base or support on which something is built. So I think, Ken, when we can fight through the challenges of the day, it almost is building deeper roots. It's driving the rebar deeper down into the ground to create this firm foundation. When I can wave, when I don't feel like waving, it's a breakthrough. Does that make sense? Because what would be easy to do is just frown and not wave. I don't feel like it today, Brenda Carlton, so I'm not doing it, right? And so many times, a lot of the world, that's what happens. And that's what creates this whole start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop in religion, in my spiritual journey, start, stop in a relationship, start, stop in my business. And the foundation never gets really deep rooted. So, at its core, a foundation holds everything together. But here's where I went. Here's why it matters. When I build a strong foundation, that means like daily habits, my values, my routines, my disciplines, the things I do consistently every day. Think about business. I promise you this, if you invite one person a day and present to one person a day, you're going to become and do it consistently over time. Just do something every day. You're going to have mad skills. You'll be able to do it in your sleep. Oh, yeah, I got it. Let's go. You'll be able to do it on the back of the tailgate of the truck because you've just done it over and over and over. It's those things that we do every day consistently builds massive, strong foundation. And here's why it matters. Strong foundation creates stability. When things shake, you don't fall apart. Strong foundation also, it determines longevity. Are you here for a minute, Lance McAllister? Or are you looking at your people going, oh no, I'll be the last one standing? I'll be the last one. You can bank on it. I'll never forget starting network marketing. I didn't know anything about it, John. And I pulled some people together in my home when I launched my first business, and I was shaking like a leaf on a tree. But I looked at them and said, here's what I can promise you. I don't know where I'm going. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll be the last one to cut the lights off. And you can bank on that. If you join me, you won't have to worry about where I'm at. I won't flake. That was my closing. So, strong foundation builds longevity. It also builds confidence when I can do it consistently over time. When I can put some money away consistently every month, it builds confidence in that I'm building financial security. And then strong foundation, it multiplies results like small repeated actions compounded into big outcomes over time. So I'm going to end and turn it to Andrea. Without a solid foundation, even the most exciting opportunities, they crumble, they fade over time. But man, when I have that strong foundation, even if it's slow progress, it's unstoppable. It's unstoppable when you slap it to compounded time. So that's my thought today on foundation. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
I love it, coach. And this was a fun word. Like it was a foundational word. It was a word that really got me thinking this morning. So I'm so grateful. Thank you again, Pat. So Jim Rohn says success is built on a strong foundation of daily disciplines. And I think that is truly everything with life. Like my relationship with my kids is built on those tiny little moments every single day. My business is built on those tiny little moments every single day. Our health journey is built on those tiny little moments every single day, and it's all built. That's the foundation for all of them. So what I looked into is, okay, this all sounds well and good, right? We all know this logically, but how do we lean into this space a little bit more? How do we strengthen our foundation when, maybe we want to get blown off course? Maybe we don't want to wave this morning. How do we just strengthen that foundation? So, first of all, I've got to choose my non-negotiables. So, what are 3 to 5 things that I must do every single day, no matter what? Right? Like I must pray no matter what. And if I get that done, well then at least I'm one step better than I was yesterday or one step closer to my goal. I must have eyeball time with my children, and it might be FaceTime, it might be in person, but I must get at least a couple minutes of eyeball time with my kids. I must move my body. I must invite. I must, whatever it may be. But what are my non-negotiables for my life? And you, Alice, yours are going to be different than Cynthia's, than mine, than Haley's. We all have different non-negotiables, but let's define them because that is going to be our true foundation. Next, I've got to make it simple enough to win. Coach, do you know this about me? I like to overcomplicate things. I really love
No, no.
Oh, this has never happened, right? I like to get like a good overcomplication. That's, really something to chew on, right? But if I really want to win and if I want to have a strong foundation, I've got to make it feel doable to do on my busiest, most chaotic day. And when I hear that, I think about Todd Falcone. And if you guys were part of that mentorship program that Coach helped provide for all of us, and one of the things that he said is, we have to have an outreach goal, but we've got to have a goal for every single day. And some of us were putting crazy things in the chat. I'm going to do 10 outreach every single day. I'm going to do 30. And we put these crazy numbers in there, right? We saw all these crazy numbers. But then it's like, okay, well, on your worst day, on your busiest day, are you really going to be able to do that? Or are you only going to be able to do those things on your peak days? We've got to decide what we can do on even the busiest days, and that is our non-negotiable so that we can win. Next is to stack habits into our rhythm. And I think about I always think about Dr. Bob that was on here quite a bit. He's retired now, so his schedule has changed, but he was a dentist and he would talk about, how important it is to floss, only floss the teeth you want to keep, all of those things. And I will say that, flossing wasn't always part of my daily rhythm. So I had to stack it in between things. And
Can you
now it's
say
just
that again? What was Dr. Bob? You just said only
only
floss the
floss the
teeth you
teeth
wish to
you want
keep.
to keep.
Okay, I'm gonna think about that for a minute. Yeah.
So do you not want to keep all your teeth?
I'm
So
gonna, I'm gonna
floss
cut
them.
my camera off and go floss real quick, John. Okay.
Yes, please cut your camera off for that because nobody wants to see us floss. But if you stack that habit in between, like we know you're going to get up in the morning and you're probably going to go to the restroom, and we hope you're going to then go brush your teeth. So in between those two things, we'll wash your hands, and then in between those two things, go floss your teeth, and then you can move on with your day. Making your bed, making calls, stack them in between something. I love this one. Listen to your favorite podcast while you drink coffee. If you're not doing a lot of self-development on podcasts, but you love your coffee, you are more apt to do it when you pair those things together. Next is to focus on consistency over intensity. So this kind of goes back to the other one. I'm making 30 calls today, and then I'm going to wear myself out, and I'm not going to follow up with a single one of them for the next 30 days. So I just, kind of blew it with those 30 people, right? So let's be consistent and not necessarily incredibly intense. So maybe we can be a little intense in spurts and we can have that built into our overall rhythm. But we just need to remember that we don't need to be perfect. We need to be repeatable and we need to do the things that we need to do on a consistent basis. Next, we need to audit what our current foundation is. So we can ask ourselves, is what I'm doing daily actually aligned with the life that I want? If every single day I am, oh, coach, I'm going to step on my own toes. If every single day I'm shopping on Amazon and I'm watching the money go out of my house as quickly as it comes in, is that really setting myself up for the life that I want, where I am not worried about finances, or I'm able to give in the space that I want to give, or I have that nest egg because this gal likes security and she likes a big nest egg. So am I aligned with my actual goals in life I want? Probably not if I'm visiting Amazon every day. So we probably need to work on that. And then lastly, I want to appreciate the basics. And that's where our foundation shines. When we focus on just the small things that move the needle in our life that we just consistently do every single day. Because when I appreciate my routine and my body and my business and my people, well, then I'm going to show up as my best self in all of those spaces. So I love this word, Pat. Thank you again. A couple of you in the chat asked about it. This is the book. This is, oh, 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 there we
More
go.
enthusiastic ideas.
Phew, there you
Yes, yes,
go.
yes.
Book word of the
So
day. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
great lesson, great lesson. Listen, there's people right now just went and shopped for floss, okay, because of that. So love you guys. Have a great Thursday. See you back tomorrow.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Love you guys. Have a great
Dr.
day.
Love you,
Love
Thank
Pat.
you. Have a
Have
great
a
day.
great day, everybody.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys so much. Have
Pat,
a
for
great
the
day.
Okay,
book.
God
Bye.
bless
Have a good
you.
day.
Love
Thank you all.
y'all.
Floss your
You.
teeth today,
Awesome
y'all.
word.